Hi babes, this week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be turning myself from super rat into super brat's doll. Just kidding, kind of, but I'm not really going to narrate myself doing makeup. I'm actually going to read you guys a blog post from several months ago when I first moved to LA. And for those of you that don't know, I actually started doing blogging because I was in a contract where I couldn't do YouTube for quite a while. So I wrote this blog post when I was kind of going through it, and I haven't read it in months. So I'm going to read it out loud for you guys. And if you want to check it out, it's at susiewasLike.com. Here we go. Full disclaimer, I fully intended on doing a blog post about self-love this week, but based on where I'm at personally, it turned into something a little more personal. And although my transition to LA has been really fun and it's been filled with nonstop catching up with friends, at times it's felt a little lonely as well. There have been times that I've felt discouraged about my love life as well. So last night when I sat down to write a little bit of something about self-love for the blog, I found myself exhausted, lonely, and to be honest, feeling homesick. So I put away my laptop and I took to my journal instead of blogging. I chose to stretch on my yoga mat, do a little meditation, and write in my journal instead of work. And honestly, that in itself was an act of self-love. So after writing in my journal, what I was really feeling, it got me thinking about relationships in general. I remember hearing something years ago from a relationship expert that explained how people constantly exclaim that they're ready to be in a relationship, yet their closet is filled to the brim. There isn't a single dresser drawer empty for someone to leave a few items over, and they sleep in the middle of the bed, so there's no room for someone to lay beside them. And I know these examples might sound silly, but they really stuck with me over the years. And the point wasn't that you can't simply clean out your closet or your drawers to make room for someone else when the time comes, but instead it's about living your life prepared for when the right person appears before your eyes. It's kind of like the mentality of dressing for the job you want and not the one you have. This metaphor about the closet space applied to our head and heart has guided me over the years in preparation to being a good partner and the best version of myself. I also think it's given me permission to not feel guilty for not moving forward with potential partners. Emotionally don't have the space for a relationship in their drawer. I get it. I'm taking the metaphor a little too far on that one. But this understanding that you need space and capacity to nurture a relationship is so powerful. It has allowed me to acknowledge the times in my life when I didn't have the emotional availability to nurture relationships, aka I was emotionally unavailable. And it's also given me so much empathy to understand when it's not necessarily personal if someone else isn't emotionally available themselves. I love the saying, if he wanted to, he would. I believe it to be so true and so powerful. I also think it's possible that maybe he wants to, but he can't. I think both can be true, and neither one of those things warrant a negative response from somebody who isn't emotionally available or someone who isn't interested. But in my humble opinion, both warrant a step back and a realization that this is not a person to clear space for in my closet. I feel strongly that picking a partner is one of the most important decisions we make in this life, and we should never pour energy into someone that isn't showing the signs that they are emotionally available at the beginning of a relationship. Recognizing patterns and signs within yourself and potential partners is a great way to know if you're really ready for a committed relationship or if it's time to take a step back. I try to be the first to admit when I'm not in a healthy place to start a relationship, and my hope is that others will also just be upfront with me as well. That being said, here are my 3 personal favorites from Psychology Today on how to tell if you're ready for a serious relationship. Number 1, chaos is a turn off, not a turn on. This actually makes me think of Zach from The Bachelor right now. Okay, this was written when Zach was The Bachelor. If you're watching this season, it's obvious that he's not down with the drama. I think this is such a green flag from him, and he's seemingly a guy on a mission to find real love. Number 2, you are looking for an equal, not a project. This one is huge, especially for us empaths. I feel like this is the one I've had to learn the hard way too many times, and seeing someone for their potential rather than what they possess today. It is not our responsibility to heal anyone or to help them develop into a fully capable partner. I believe the healthiest way to start a relationship is with 2 people who are invested in becoming the best version of themselves and wanting to contribute to the development of partnership. And this brings us to number 3, trust your gut. This goes for so much more than relationships. I truly believe that we are given something so powerful within us. We can and should trust that gut instinct. We have intuition for a reason, and when you feel like something is off, it usually is for a reason. Okay, if you guys enjoyed this little chat, please go check it out on susiewasLike.com. I have the full article linked from Psychology Today, which I just love their stuff. Honestly, we really made an upgrade. If you go back to the beginning of this video and look how rough I looked, it's actually kind of impressive that I was able to look at least semi-decent.